Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Kane Audio VLOG. Apologies for not having uploaded a video in the last couple of weeks. I've been busy doing some sound design and scoring for a new computer game. So I'll talk about that a bit more when it actually sort of gets a bit more developed. I did in my last video promise that I'd do another little tutorial-y thing, so that's exactly what I'm doing. I've been using in quite a few of my more recent productions with Mau5trap. I've had a sort of white noise hi-hat sound, so I thought I'd give you a quick sort of lowdown on how I actually get to that. It's pretty simple. It's basically little bits of white noise in 16th notes, much like you'd expect a hi-hat to be, but I've LFO'd the release and decay times and then LFO'd the LFO. So if you take a look at this, and I'll give you a quick preview of what I'm talking about. So yeah, so you can hear the noise over here. So what I've got going on is an instance of FM4 just giving me white noise. I have filtered it somewhere. I don't know if I've, yeah, there we go. So I've given it an equalizer, high pass filter, and I've cut it off at 825 Hertz just because that's where it sounded nicest. I've given it a little dash of reverb, and then I've used some stereo rotary, and then just controlled the amplitude. So those are kind of not important. The important bit really is FM4, and most importantly is the LFO in that. What I've done is I've assigned a very small amount of LFO at random, and that is controlling the decay time and the release time of the envelope generators. So I'll just show you that in action, and you should see these moving in blue. Like that. So what that basically did was that sort of, I mean, it's self-explanatory. It just randomizes completely at random the decay and release times, which is fine, but I found that I didn't want an extended note on beat 1 or 2 of any given bar. So what I've done is then dropped in another LFO here, and this, if I just highlight this, you can see it's just controlling the amount of the LFO in FM4, and that's set to a square wave at a 1-to-1 time signature. So it just means that every other bar I'm basically switching that randomizer on and off. So on the first bar of every phrase, it's not going to be too obvious. If I bring the depth of this down so it's basically at 0, then you'll hear it's just straight notes. Which is fine if I go to the track and just unsolo. And that's kind of fine, you know. A lot of people do that for a sort of hi-hat type sound. I just felt like I wanted a bit of life in there, really. So it's kind of out of my control. The only control I've got is that I've randomized the LFO and then LFO'd that LFO to a square wave so that it's off for the first bar and then on for the second bar. What happens in that second bar is up to the randomizer of the LFO, so that it just kind of adds a bit more of a sort of a human element to the track, and it sounds like this. And there we go, that's basically it. It's a cool little trick. I've been doing it for quite a while now, and yeah, I thought I'd share it with you guys. Other than that, I should be back again next week, hopefully with something else, and hope you all have a good weekend. Cheers, see you soon.